Welcome to another edition of Islanders Insider. We're coming to you from the locker room today here in Dugan Stadium as we're going to talk some Islanders soccer with the head coach Shanna Caldwell, as well as Islanders volleyball with assistant coach Kendra Potts. We also have a special feature coming up about some of the preseason workouts of Islander men's basketball. That's coming your way in just a few moments. But right now we're going to talk some soccer with the head coach, Coach Shanna Caldwell. Coach, how are you?
Hi, good to see you again.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Since the last time we spoke, a lot of things have gone on. Your team has faced some really tough competition, but has also faced some really amazing crowds as well. Now, let's first talk about the atmosphere. I think that's really the story of the day. The atmosphere at the home opener against the University of Texas, shattering a stadium record with, I believe, over 1,900 in the facility that day.
That was awesome. The Jack was packed.
The Jack, I like that.
We've been trying to get it out. We've had a lot of publicity, which has been great. A lot of support from the community, and then to have the fans show up. A lot of first-time fans as well, which was awesome. And just to be able to play under the lights for the first time against a great opponent, and to do well. And to have that many people be there to support us was, you can't ask for anything better than that.
No, it was a spectacular evening, there's no doubt. As far as the game is concerned, after one half of play, you trailed 1-0. They were playing their tails off. I mean, they were really giving every ounce of effort they possibly could, and I'm talking, of course, about your squad. How pleased were you with your team's effort to that point, but at the same time, how difficult was it to maintain that high level, that high standard, all the way throughout that contest against a seasoned, experienced team like Texas?
Texas is a school that's had been receiving votes in the top 25, and we're in our second year, and I thought we gave them a great game. The first half we played really well. We limited their chances. The second half we had a couple mistakes on our part. That led to more opportunities for Texas. 1 and 2, Texas just stepped up their game a little bit in the second half. Our players competed the entire time, and that's what you look to see, and to see the growth. And even though the score didn't reflect, I don't think it shows all of the little nuances and how much better we are from last year to this year. Texas had a couple phenomenal finishes. And we had a couple mistakes, and against a quality team, you can't afford to make mistakes. And we forced their goalkeeper to make a couple excellent saves. Had we gotten one in the first half, who knows? Could have been a different second half.
Coach, the way that you schedule, it's a challenge in the league. Our conference schedules are those Friday, Sundays, and to prepare for that, you need to play some Fridays, Sundays as well to get your team ready. After the Texas game, I know that you were prepared to go to Rice and play on Sundays. As a matter of fact, you made the trip, but it didn't exactly work out the way you wanted.
No, post-game preparation is really important, and just making sure we get our kids recovered. And getting used to a Friday, Sunday game on the road. Will be traveling from in between conference opponents. So going up to Rice on Sunday after we played on Sunday, but going up Saturday after a training session here, it's hot, it's muggy. We're getting, the girls have to mentally refocus and be able to come out with the same energy and intensity that they did on Friday night. And, Rice didn't exactly work out. We had a weather delay about 24 minutes into the game, but we liked what we saw. We matched up very well against Rice. They play a similar system to us, a very possession-oriented game. And so we got to see a lot of positives out of even that short 24 minutes, just in terms of them getting through a warm-up where they were a little sluggish. And having to come out and refocus after that. So, would have loved to have finished that game out and see what would have happened. But the best thing was that we came out without any injuries and were able to start our preparation for the week after.
No doubt. Now, capitalizing on offensive chances has been kind of the difficult thing at this point. 3 goals on the season thus far. How do you work through that? Is it when you're training, do you work more on the setups or the finishes?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, the positive to take away is that we're getting offensive chances this year.
That's exactly right.
Last year we had 1 or 2 chances a game, and we hoped Yvette would put it or Miller would put it in the back of the net. This year we're getting a lot of looks. Our build up into the attack is a lot stronger. But yeah, it's something that we address with a team that you might only get those 1 or 2 chances a game. You can't always expect that you're going to get more, and you've got to finish your chances, especially those golden opportunities. And we came up a little bit short in our last game, missing a couple of chances against UTSA that I think we could have put in the back of the net. And it hurts you, and hopefully moving into conference play, they know that they have to finish those opportunities.
Speaking of UTSA, they came to town, getting back to the action on the pitch, but they came to town. And last year, UTSA was one of the teams that you defeated last year in your very first season together. You knew that they were going to come in motivated. There was no doubt about that. Did you have to express that to the team, or was it pretty much a given in the locker room that you knew that UTSA really wanted this one bad?
The team was excited. They were pumped. They know that, and every team knows who you beat and who you didn't the year before. So they were excited. It was just a matter of controlling that energy and making it to where it wasn't hectic and chaotic on the field, but that we were playing sharp and crisp. And I think we made some adjustments. We were kind of hurting ourselves in the first half of that game, just with some poor final passing and just not quite picking up the marks that we needed to. And we made the adjustments in the second half, and I think we took the game right at them. And it was unfortunate. I think Miller was in on goal, and the goalkeeper took her out for the.
I was going to ask you about
and
that.
It was just outside the penalty box, so it wasn't even a PK. And that one hurt because we were full steam ahead at that point, and that kind of slowed down the game just a little bit. But
Coach, that night will be remembered for the great effort on the field. There's no doubt about it. It'll also be remembered for kind of the crazy weather we had been dealing with, getting ready for that game, and then having to suspend the game with a minute remaining in the second overtime. But it also probably be remembered because we gave away one of the neatest things we possibly could at the door that day, and that was our Islander scarves. Is this like a collector's item? Seriously.
I think it will be. I think it'll be up on the walls of everybody that was at the game. The first 250 fans, I think, received the scarves, and it's just kind of a soccer tradition. It's something that we were lucky enough to be able to get and give out to the fans so that they can bring them back each game now and have them to do chants and cheers in the stands and help push us forward and from their support from the stands.
Well, I think it's one of the best giveaways we've ever given away, period.
I made sure
and
I got one.
I've got mine as well. I've got mine as well. Yes, I have to admit I hit the stash just a little bit early that day to make sure I got some, but it was outstanding. Now finally, Coach, conference play gets underway. That's what's next for you. Thursday at Southeastern Louisiana and Sunday at Nichols.
Right.
Those are two strong teams in our conference, Southeastern being the number one team in the conference, at least based on record at this point. Tough challenges to start with.
Yeah, we open up pretty big, going at Southeastern Friday night, or I guess Friday afternoon at their place. And, they've had a really good record so far. They've got a game tonight. And I think the best part about it is, we know where we'll stand right away. And we played very well against both teams last year. And I think, actually having a year under her belt now, I'm excited to see what we can do against these two opponents that are in the top half of the conference. So to let us know where we're at and where we need to be.
Should be an exciting weekend. Coach, best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Shanna Caldwell joining us once again here in the locker room. When we come back, we have a special feature brought to you by Teddy Medina on Islander men's basketball and how they train with the United States Marines. That's coming up on Islanders Insider.
The Southland Conference is 4,200 student athletes from 13 member institutions, competing in 17 NCAA Division I sports. We are Southland Strong.
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, we have a special feature brought to you by Teddy Medina, where he talks to you about the Islander men's basketball team and their special relationship they have with the United States Marines.
On August 1st, the Islanders men's basketball team took part in training with the Marines of Naval Air Station Corpus Christi in the culmination of a 3-week training partnership.
Oh, it's amazing. Just coming out here, being able to work with the Marines and get our team chemistry better, it's amazing. It's an honor for us every time.
It's great. A lot of times what is forgotten about military service is that we have a civic duty as well. So being able to come out into the community and help instill some of the values and leadership skills that we've learned and honed over the years is great, and it really is our duty to do that.
It's great. Anytime you're out in the community and you have a relationship with people off campus, whether it be, kids in school or guys here at the base, it's a great way for us to reach out to the community and really, make ourselves out and be known.
The exercises were not just designed to push their physical limits, but also test their ability to work as a team in trying times.
The workout was different, and it was a much more team-oriented workout. I feel like guys were able to push each other a little bit more than they were last year, and it was just a different workout, and it was much tougher this year than it was last year.
The second year that we're doing it here on base, it's just been such an awesome experience with just seeing which guys step up, and I think some of you guys before me talked about that already, but the effort was there, and I think the environment brings it out of them.
They did excellent. It definitely was some trying times in which they had to dig deep and rely on each other, and that was the goal. So they did excellent. Hopefully they can take what they've learned today and apply it to the court.
It was the third year in a row that the Islanders took part in these workouts, as the continued partnership is a direct result of the impact the training has to the team on the court.
I think it's an awesome experience, and I think it's really important for the development of our basketball team. Our guys have to get comfortable going places that they haven't been before. When you go to the NCAA tournament, it's so foreign compared to what you face during the regular season, and you've got to be comfortable getting out of your routine. And I think this sort of training will really parallel something that we'll be able to draw upon for later in the season.
We went through this adversity together as a team, so we're just going to try to translate that to the court. And you had to communicate to get all of these drills done, and I feel like that's a big part of winning is communicating with each other.
Anytime we can get together and push each other and work hard, it's gonna help us in a positive way. I feel like communication has gotten a lot better since we've been working out with the Marines, and we've really seen, the embodiment of teamwork with what they represent and what they stand for. So I feel like that's all things that we could carry on to the court.
It serves as a break from their traditional time in the weight room and gives them a different environment to push their limits.
I think the other biggest thing, too, with comparing this environment to a weight room environment is that there's more of a mission here. So with the weight room, sometimes you get caught up with it just being about the individual and, okay, can I get my bench press up from 200 to 215? And we try to make it a team environment as much as we can in the weight room, but it's difficult. Whereas you bring them out here, and it's not about you; it's about the mission.
Well, I think the importance of mental and physical conditioning will always carry through. And there's some guys out here that know that they've got to get stronger. And I think we'll be able to use this and reflect upon this experience to talk to our guys about the importance of taking care of their bodies and being ready when they're called upon.
For Islanders Insider, I'm Teddy Medina. We'll be right back.
Whether you're on the road or at home, GoIslanders.com is your source for Texas A&M Corpus Christi athletics. From live stats to live video to all the latest news, GoIslanders.com has everything to keep you up to date on all the latest on your favorite Islanders team. Check out Islanders schedules and statistics and learn more about the student athletes at the Island University. Get tickets, Islanders game day gear, and more by clicking your way to GoIslanders.com today. Go Islanders! Welcome back to Islanders Insider. Once again, we come to you today from the Dugan Stadium locker room here on the campus of Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. We're talking now about Islander volleyball with assistant coach of the Islanders, Kendra Potts. Coach, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Really good, as a matter of fact. Now, to introduce people to Kendra, I think has been on the show with us before in the past, but reintroducing Kendra, you're currently in your 6th year in the coaching program under Coach Tony Greystone, and for those of you who may not know it, Kendra played for Tony, as a matter of fact, and was an All-American player. And you remain incredibly competitive, don't you? Both in on the coaching bench, but on the court, right?
Yes, that's a part of it. Yeah.
When you play with your athletes, do they ever win?
Rarely.
That's what I thought. She's not going to ever give them an even break. No, not a chance there. Now, let me ask you this again. As I said, you've been here for 6 years now. In your tenure here at the Island University, what makes this team different than any other that you have coached?
Well, I feel like this team's a little different because we've been kind of fast tracking them a little bit more. We've been able to kind of move on from certain phases of our game a little bit quicker than usual. The freshman class coming in, their learning curve hasn't been as steep as it's been in the past, but that goes to show to our upperclassmen, our senior class and our juniors, they're prepping them so well as far as what to expect in the practice gym to match play, all of it. And so not only are the freshmen ultra talented, but our upperclassmen are just running it so well. So I've been really proud about how they've been handling things.
You know, when we spoke to Coach Greystone, to Tony Greystone on the last edition, the team has played a lot of games. They played a lot of games since then in a short period of time, and you have not even opened up your home schedule yet. Now, would you prefer to play a lot more home games early, or is there some specific long-term advantages to starting your season on the road?
Well, I sometimes I think it depends on the team as far as the advantages and disadvantages go. I personally feel like, you know, if you can get comfortable being uncomfortable as soon as possible, that's a pretty good strategy to where when you play at home, you can kind of feel better about your game. And so I feel like we've put the girls through some challenges early on to where coming home, they can just show their best game and actually have some fans, you know, helping them out along the sidelines. So I don't know if there's an advantage or disadvantage, but I know that they've been through a lot, even for the first 3 weeks, that they're just going to have a really good time this next coming week.
Just overcoming obstacles, a lot of team building
Right.
opportunities.
Right.
I think the road always gives you that opportunity.
Right. And there's a lot of, you know, you're not sleeping in your own bed. You're having to, you know, eat box lunches everywhere you go. You don't, you know, there's just little things that you do on the road all the time that, you know, kind of get to you. So I'm just really excited that our girls will be able to be comfortable and just ready to go in their own gym.
Coach, before heading to California, your team traveled to Rice and definitely experienced some hiccups there and earlier in UT Pan American in the Valley. You had a big tournament down there. Now, what strengths and areas of needed attention did you discover during that stretch?
Right. I think UTPA, and Rice were super valuable to us. No coach or player likes to go through those slumps. But you know, it's an early slump. We're trying to find our identity, and those matches, you know, they kind of elevated that process of the need to find it. And so that's what we stressed in the practice gym, just finishing things, not being so emotional, but in the moment rather than so past oriented or future oriented, just play for the point then. And our girls applied all of those things this past weekend. So you can tell, like, we don't like to take the losses or the bruises along the way, but you can tell because of those matches a couple weeks ago, it really helped us prepare for California this past weekend.
And the competition was good, though.
Oh, it was excellent. It was every match. You had to play your best game. Our girls really thrived in the competition. And I think it was great for us. Regardless of the results of some of the matches, we grew a ton as a team.
California. Heading out to California, Long Beach, Loyola Marymount tournament. 3 5-set matches in California. It sounds, even though you came out of there 1-3, it sounds like you brought your A game.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple. You brought your A game, and it sounds like what you just said, that you may have taken it to another level.
Absolutely. Our girls found themselves out there. They found the level that they can play at. They found the level that they want to sustain. And so once we found it, now we got to create that as a habit. And so getting that win against St. Mary's and playing Loyola Marymount the way we did, only team to take them to 5 sets so far this year. And, you know, who knows, it could have ended. I don't know. I was really proud of what not just the effort, but the actual product that they put out there on the court.
It was special, there's no doubt. 4 games in 2 days, though.
Right.
Now, that's a brutal schedule, especially when you're trying to manage minutes for some of your key players.
Yes. There are some girls that definitely need some rest. 4 matches in 2 games is tough for anybody, regardless how deep you are on your bench. And I know that kind of caught up with us Saturday night against Northern Colorado. The girls fought as hard as they could. Colorado was a little more fresh than we were, but that's no excuse. But our girls are learning how to manage that. And so I think that's why we want to put them in those situations, make sure that they can go back and go, hey, I've been here before. So especially when it comes to conference tournament time, you know, we're not struggling. We've been here before.
That trip to California It's kind of a special time because it was Brianna Brinks and actually Ashley Phelps' senior trip.
Yeah.
It was an opportunity to take the team back to their part of the country where they came from and give a great chance for their family to see them up close and personal. I know it's always a coach's way of saying thank you to your player. How did they respond going across country and being in an area that was so close to home for them?
Well, for lack of a better term, Bree was a beast. I mean, she showed up. She really acted like she was on her own turf, and she just played at a whole nother level. And she looked comfortable out there. We can give her a ball at any moment, and so she thrived. And it was awesome for her to get that chance. Ashley as well. I mean, Ashley. I don't know. I was really specifically proud for those two. I think it was nice. It was a nice gesture to get them to go back to their hometown and show what they've accomplished the last, 3.5 years. And I think that, that completed a small part of what they want to do their senior year.
No doubt. Now, next is the home opener. We talked just a little bit about what people should expect this week.
Right. Well, some good volleyball first and foremost. Everybody that's coming in has got a great game, and they do their style of game well. And so there's not going to be a match off, a night off. We're just ready to get back in Dugan and just showcase what we've got going on to our fans and the student population. And so each game we're gearing up for as we speak right now, cutting up the video and getting our girls prepared.
We talked about 4 games in 2 days. We've got 5 games in 3.
Yeah.
So similar schedules. Going to be exciting. Starting off at 6 o'clock on Thursday, September 18th against Incarnate Word.
Yes.
Coach, best of luck this week.
Thank you very much.
Kendra Potts joining us here in the locker room. When we come back, we'll bring you up to speed on what's next for Islanders Athletics. More to come on Islanders Insider.
The Southland Conference is 4,200 student athletes from 13 member institutions, competing in 17 NCAA Division I sports. We are Southland Strong.
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, we want to look ahead and see what's up next for Islanders Athletics. Islander Volleyball will take to the court on Thursday, September 18th as part of the Emerald Beach Islander Classic as they take on the University of the Incarnate Word at 6 p.m. Then on Friday the 19th, they'll return to the court at 11 a.m. to take on Nebraska Omaha. Then at 7 p.m. that same evening as they host the University of Houston. Then on Saturday the 20th, they'll wrap up the tournament with 2 games, first at 1 o'clock as they take on UT Pan American, then at 7 o'clock that evening as they face off against Boise State. They'll head out on the road on Monday the 22nd as they head to College Station to take on the Texas A&M Aggies. That's a 6:30 start time. Southland Conference play will get underway on Thursday the 25th as they travel to southeastern Louisiana for a 7 o'clock start, and then on Saturday the 27th as they take on New Orleans at 2 in the afternoon. Islander soccer gets underway on Friday the 19th as they open up Southland Conference play on the road at southeastern Louisiana at 4 o'clock. Then on Sunday the 21st, they'll continue their 2-game road swing in the state of Louisiana as they travel to Nichols at 1 p.m. Then on Friday the 26th, they'll head back to Dugan Stadium as they open up Southland Conference play against Central Arkansas. That is a 7 p.m. start time. Islander Cross Country will be getting their season underway on Saturday the 20th as they head to College Station to the Texas A&M Invitational. That meet gets underway at 8 a.m. Then on Friday the 26th, the traditional Islanders Splash returns to Westgouth Park as the Islanders host the event that evening at 6 p.m. And finally, Islander Golf will get their fall schedule underway as they travel to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the ORU Shootout. That'll be Monday and Tuesday, the 29th and 30th. Once again, I want to thank Shanna Caldwell, head coach of Islanders Soccer, and Kendra Potts, the assistant coach for Islander Volleyball, for joining us here in the locker room today. And of course, we thank all of you for tuning in. I'm Stephen King. You've been watching Islanders Insider.